Phoenix Club.
Dance with lovely ladies all the night.
This is Charlie FM coming in your ears.
As I say, it's just a bit of laugh, guys. You know, if you want to took the round on instrument, you know, get a few bells going, get your name down, and
Enjoy
just have a laugh.
yourselves and chill. If you don't like an act, be supportive if possible. If you love an act, also be supportive. Just enjoy yourselves. This first song is a song by the It's called Lucky Man. It's kind of our song in a way. Next up we have the lovely Austin. So like those losers,
Yeah, boy.
who did a cover, I'm doing an original. It's a feeling that's true. Never feel blue when I'm with you. First time we met, just a guy, see the now. I was blind, hold to me, so I had to let go. Whoa, let us go. You're here, in my heart. And I promise to fall apart. The world can't hold me back. Hold up into my past. Your stars shining with the glow. Pouring you in. I open my eyes. There you stay every day.
some of you know me as Holden. My real name is Dale, if you didn't know that. And usually if I'm up in the middle of a crowd, I start singing or whatever, but I decided to tell you a little bit about my life and how sometimes it's a bit of a joke most of the time, or how sometimes the city I live in is a complete joke, which is all the time. As you can see, I'm your regular 22-year-old mixed-race man who, according to most football fans, I look like some Southampton midfield player. But I also work as a security guard as a job, doing bouncing work and also in a supermarket, which is crap. Day by day I have to deal with stupid parents, stupid children, stupid old people, and most of all, stupid managers.
Amen to that.
So, I work in a Morrison's in a place called Evesham, which is in Worcester. Now, it's quite rural. It's a small town, about 10,000 people. And one of the things they thought would be a great idea to do is put £5 tubs of chocolate, 1 kilo calories, along with wine and beer in the foyer of the shop next to a broken automatic door that can't close. So what decides to happen is I have to stand inside the store where I can't see them, walk around the store, and by the time I get to one side of the store, about 6 tubs of chocolate go out the door, and it's my fault. Here's another thing. Just before I came here, I had to go and pick up my laptop from PC World. Now, the problem with my PC on that day was the hard drive had gone. So I decided to take it in and see if they could fix it and recover some data. So I asked PC World, what can you do for me? Oh, we can recover the data for you, fine. Next week, oh, we took your hard drive out, binned it, and put a standard one, and now all of your bloody photos have gone. And so then the next day, I get my mother saying, oh, don't worry about it, I can reinstall all of the hardware and software put on the computer from the last time. Mum, you only learned how to use a computer 2 months ago, I don't think I can do that. Another thing that I love about, well, my life is also the place that I live, Birmingham, as I'm sure that Wibble and Flux will know very, very well. One of the most famous aspects about Birmingham is, of course, the accent. Who can imagine a Brummie accent being any funnier than it is already to have to deal with every day? But it can be funnier because you can go to somewhere like Wolverhampton where it's twice as thick and twice as black country. Just ask anybody for a cup of tea and they'll ask you for a kip of tie. One of the best aspects about living in Birmingham is the city council. Now, many of you may not know this, but there had only until recently been a bin strike that had been resolved after, get this, not a week, not 2 weeks, but 90 days. There has been bin bags on the streets of Birmingham uncollected for 90 days. You could imagine what some of the places that already smelt as bad enough as they were, like Spark Hill and Small Heath, smelt like after the bins had not been collected. Spark Hill and Small Heath, a lot of people in Birmingham refer to them as, well, Little Pakistan, because there's a lot of people who come from Pakistan and India. They all just live there, nowhere else, just those areas. Nobody speaks English if you go there, and you'll be damn lucky if you ever see another white face there while you're there as well. Because my sister lives in Small Heath, and she is the only white person in the neighbourhood, and she'll be damned if she leaves. Thank you, but that's all I can think of at the moment.
Myself here, so when I went to university in Birmingham, I decided to go and do sound engineering. So what job did I decide to get after I left that? I decided to get into dentistry.
You've come to Furcation.
So when Flux first told me about Furcation, I thought this is going to be a taste a little bit of profit for myself. Unfortunately, it's been something quite different actually, so I'm quite disappointed. That's another problem as well actually. Whenever I'm doing any research at work about furcation, all your ugly mugs come up every bloody time.
Yeah, about that. We actually picked the name before we actually found out.
I see myself when I'm looking for bloody teeth pictures. It's bloody awful.
Do people like this, Sharon?
Yeah.
It's like Game of Thrones.
Do people like the new man? The new song?
Yeah, I love it.
They spend £500 on jeans, goes to the gym at least 6 times a week, wears both shoes with no socks on his feet, and I hear he's on a new diet and which is what he eats. He's got his eyebrows plucked and his arsehole bleached, owns every single industry CD, tribal tattoos and he don't know what they mean, but I heard he makes you happy so that's fine by me. Just a young boy trying to relax, so let me give it to you. I don't wanna know about your man, as if it was meant to be. You wouldn't be calling me up trying to fuck, cause I'm positive that you don't wanna know about me. I don't wanna know about your man, get there eventually. I know you're missing all this kind of love, but I'm positive that you don't wanna know about me. Your new man rents a house in the burbs and wears a man bag on his shoulder, but I call it a curse every year. He goes around good with all the fellas, he drinks beer and has a sick packs of cottagers. He wears sunglasses indoor in winter and night time, and every time I rap guns on, people go inside and says chill. Boy, don't light up the room, but enough about him, girl. Let's talk about you. You were the kind of girl that sat beside you, couldn't read it, eating a packet of crisps, and you would never find you cheating. Now you're drinking gale, keeping up the drip, drinking Cardi and Kim at the back of the club, kissing a boy that ain't him. I don't wanna know about your new man, cause if it was meant to be, you wouldn't be calling me up trying to fuck, cause I'm positive that you don't wanna know about me. I don't wanna know about your new man, get there eventually. I know you're missing all this kind of love, but I'm positive that you don't wanna know about me, baby. I'm not trying to ruin your week, but you act so differently. When you're with him, I know you're alone. Please, do make the choice and breathe. Do make the choice and breathe. Don't call me up, I need you to show me. I don't wanna know about your man, get there eventually. I know this know this kind of love, but I'm positive that you don't wanna know about me. Thank you.
I'm Luke, and I've heard the people say people often say that my father is a Star Wars joke, but and I was actually named after Luke Skywalker because my big sister named me. When I went to church for the first time, my mum took me to Sunday school and my sister. It was rather a conflicted point because my dad's agnostic, so I think it probably just added to how cynical a person I've become because, like, my mum tried to make me a Christian, and my dad's son was always like, it's all optional. I went to church, and the lady there assumed I was named after St. Luke. So basically, a lady at church told me Star Wars was real, and I spent the entire afternoon thinking that I was named after a real person, Luke Skywalker. I was fairly gullible throughout my childhood. You know the phrase couch potato, right? Well, if you watch too much TV, you become a couch potato. I quickly got around that by getting into computer gaming and then thought I'm safe. So my sister, as all good responsible sisters, made up the computer cabbage. So, which the lazy hobby you did just changed which vegetable you became. So I eventually worked out this wasn't true. People don't turn into couch potatoes or computer cabbages. But then I heard my dad refer to someone becoming a vegetable in terms of like becoming brain dead, and I then rethought that it was actually possible. We had another occasion where my friend had their dog put down, but it was very sad. His parents didn't want to tell him that his dog was being put down. My parents thought it was okay to tell me. His parents told him that it hadn't been put down, it had been sent to Scotland. So what I took from this was that it had been sent to Scotland to be put down. Right? Until probably like 13, you know, I was quite old. I genuinely thought you couldn't put dogs down in England and that Scotland was like going to Switzerland for people. Have you read the recent sci-fi novel about underground mercury lakes? H.G. Wells is better. I recently did some, what with Halloween coming up, I did some work installing mainly designing bottomless pits for haunted houses. My work is flawless. Previously I worked in Amazon's postage and packing section, but I got fired for too much initiative. They don't like me thinking outside the box though.
I'll tell you what, guys, give us a one-liners, well done.
Best song in the world. Tribute. Long time ago, my brother Cal here was interested along the lonesome road. And all of a sudden, it shiny demon in the middle of the road. And he said, play the best song in the world, or I'll eat your souls. And we played the verse in the guitar head. It just so happened to be the best song in the world. It was the best song in the world. Looking into my eyes, and it's easy to see what a one made two, two and one made three was destiny. Once every 100,000 years or so, when the sun doth shine and the moon doth glow and the grass doth grow. Needless to say, the beast was stunned. A whip cracked when they struck its tail, and the beast was done. He asked us,